So you listen two things at a time. What will happen? What will be the impact? It's a very, anyway, don't do the experiment, otherwise somebody will say if you do that experiment, if something happens, then you may be required to be taken to some psychiatric. Don't do that. The theme is that multiple things working simultaneously. Now the question is whether impact of multiple things happening simultaneously is impact of one thing happening, other thing not happening, plus impact of other thing happening and first thing not happening. Then when first thing is not happening or one thing not happening, you should mute it. Whether impact of both things together is same as one thing happening, other thing mute, and vice versa. So it is here. So the question is whether the total current I which will flow here, if I say this voltage source as V1 and this voltage source as V2, now if only V1 is working and V2 is not working, not working means what? Not working means it is 0. So its voltage, instead of 4 volts, it is made 0 volts. Voltage source 0, 4 volts, you can reduce it. As you reduce it, when voltage source is 0, a 0 volt voltage source is a short. A 0 volt ideal voltage source is equivalent to a short. So if you short it, compute I1. Put 10 volts, short it, compute I1. Have 4 volts, short this, compute I2. And before coming for tomorrow's lecture, you check whether the total current I is equal to I1 plus I2, where I1 is the current because of voltage source V1 with voltage source V2 shorted, and I2 is the current because of voltage source V2 with voltage source V1 shorted. That is, the voltage when it is made 0, it is shorted. So compute I1 and I2 separately and check using Kirchhoff's laws. You can compute I1, I2. You can compute I using Kirchhoff's laws, or you can compute same using Thevenin's equivalent model, and then verify whether I is equal to I1 plus I2. We will after, I hope that you will do this homework today, and tomorrow we shall verify whether have you done your homework, whether that I plus I is equal to I1 plus I2, and that is called as superposition theorem. Really I is equal to I1 plus I2. I am sure that most of you will verify by tomorrow. Tomorrow we can have some example. We can take one example in which we find the current by using Kirchhoff's laws, Thevenin's theorem and superposition theorem. I hope for today it is enough now. We can stop.